Dear community, a lot of people have asked me about the white bracelet lately, wanting to know what it stands for and where they can get it. Before I get into that, I would like to share a few thoughts with you. More and more people are realizing that we are in the midst of a major upheaval. Many people, such as Klaus Schwab from the World Economic Forum, predicted this, and in some cases deliberately brought about or supported this development. Corona, in fact, was quite helpful in this regard. Whether it was part of a plan or not is speculative. But no matter how you look at it, everybody will have to admit that Corona was extremely helpful in optimizing this reset and the learning process involved. So it was possible to use real-world data, which means real numbers, to verify and validate the ways in which people reacted in real life as compared to a simulation game, arguing that there was a medical emergency and taking advantage of the fact that the majority of people felt automatically anxious when the pandemic was officially declared. And all that with a pathogen with characteristics that correspond at best to a common flu. And with the active support of provenly criminal organizations and pharmaceutical companies, regional, national and international institutions participated here without restraint. In the course of this, legal weaknesses were also revealed, which led to setbacks at first sight, but were actually gratefully accepted, so that state-friendly occasion legislation, examples, New Infection Protection Act, Crisis Security Act, had the chance to close these legal gaps, and political leaders therefore are better prepared by far for the next time in the authoritarian enforcement when obscure specifications are not to be questioned. Why am I, as a medical doctor, now commenting on these superficially political aspects? Firstly, because each and every doctor had to see that these measures have harmed people mentally, physically, and socially, and were therefore harmful according to the WHO definition of health, and are and will also be responsible for many a death. Secondly, because as a medical doctor I'm suffering from the political confiscation of my beloved profession, and I'm trying to counter this medical fascism, at least in some way, let's say, to the best I can. The end of the story has not been reached yet. I know and I understand that many are worn down after these 3 years and really just want to be left alone, and are thankful that conditions are currently back to normal, sometimes even with people acknowledging their mistakes and making apologies. All of this is part of the strategy. While we are now enjoying this respite, the WHO is preparing the big coup. Through changes of the pandemic treaty and the international health regulations, and there especially in Article 3, the terms freedom, human rights, and human dignity are to be deleted, and WHO law up to control duties and confiscation by May 2023 shall be placed above national law in a self-empowerment procedure with a pseudo-argument that this would be necessary for the health and the well-being of the global population. This means nothing more or less than the transfer of the sovereignty of all countries to a non-democratically legitimated organization sponsored largely by pharmaceutical funds. Now to the actual topic. In order to counter this, what I just stated, and here I have learned a lot from economic strategists, 3 factors are required. Number 1, a critical mass in the range of 7 up to 12%. We are actually at an estimated 30% and still rising. Number 2, resilient structures, which have unfortunately to be hierarchical, as sociocracy no longer works at these scales. These have been beginning to form for a long time, locally, regionally, super-regionally, nationally, and internationally. Number 3, recognizable connecting sign. And here's my suggestion, until something better comes along. The white bracelet. Very important in advance, and this is also reflected later in the official explanatory text. White must never ever be interpreted here as a sign of racist attitude. Rather, this color stands for purity, innocence, neighborly love, transparency, peace, and is, as we know from physics, by the way, the sum of all colors, even connecting opposite positions, which are complementary colors, and embedding them into the very same network. As a rubber bracelet, it is durable, resistant, well, even waterproof, discreet but clearly visible. That's how you can know about the other's mindset, whether it's a policeman, soldier, lawyer, judge, priest, nurse, doctor, psychologist, teacher in school or kindergarten, boss, employee, politician, artist, freelancer, craftsman, or simply a stranger in the supermarket, cinema, theater, in the bus or the train. You can immediately recognize which state of mind this person has. And this results in, and I can personally confirm this, some unexpected and often so valuable encounters. Yes, and then these bracelets are still inexpensive and available worldwide without much effort. And you can wear them on your body all the time, so you simply won't forget them. Now to the explanatory text, and I read it down. We wear this bracelet as a sign of freedom and democracy, respectful interaction and peaceful coexistence regardless of origin, gender, sexual orientation, religion, and immunization status. We wear this bracelet as a sign against political despotism, denunciation, exclusion, disinformation, force, dictatorship, health and other kinds of fascism, and fear-mongering. And further on it reads, share this bracelet with others who also want to make a mark. This is how we can recognize each other and become aware of our numbers and community, which in fact means the impact we could have. Anyone can order these bracelets, even in larger quantities on the internet, either in the online shops or at www.austrian afa-zone.at, where the text mentioned is also printed. Just look out for White Reset. Networking nowadays is essential. So, make yourselves visible. Network, maintain existing and seek new contacts, remain peaceful and forgiving, and have some kind of understanding for those who only now, sometimes painfully, have to realize that they have been deceived, cheated on, and abused. Be thankful that you are endowed with critical thinking and practice forgiveness for those who have not been blessed with this gift. Argue respectfully and lovingly where it's necessary. You then don't have to agree on everything and can be friendly despite differences of opinion. And you can also just avoid those unwilling to socialize. Despite all those stressful, even tragic events, make yourself aware. We are witnessing a turning point in time. And it's up to you whether it will be an authoritarian great reset or a white reset shaped by global philanthropy. We are many, and we have it in and at our hands.